It's a hard one, because when you start answering this question, it's the question of, well, God made these wonderful things. He made, what was it, waterfalls and kittens, but also the bad things. Why is there cancer? Why is there suffering? Why is there death? When you answer this question, we don't want to just go straight to the philosophical type of answers. We want to understand that we're talking to people here, and people experience this. So I don't want to just, flippantly and lightly run off into some explanation, because these are the real world things that we suffer with and struggle with. Okay, and that's why, as I pointed out, the questions of meaning and purpose, those come in, because when we see someone suffering, we're actually affirming that this is a person who has value and meaning and purpose, which you don't get from the sciences. So why would God make that? If you think about a car is a good thing, but it has rust, right? Rust isn't actually a thing. It's a privation or a degradation of a good thing. So if you're looking at something like cancer, it's not a thing. It's a distortion of a good thing, a good cell, right? So when we think about it from a Christian perspective, and if you look at what Christianity would say about the world, is that something has gone wrong with the world. And I think everyone here would say, yeah, if I look around at the world, not everything is right. Not everything is nice. There's suffering and pain and struggle. And Christianity, I think, as a worldview, diagnoses that problem far better than any other worldview, because it says things were good. Humans, through their free agency, which God has given us, we can love, but we can also rebel. And so the reason we see the world having these things, these struggles, is because we rebelled, and that's what Christian theology would call the fall. We live in a fallen and broken world, and Christianity says a lot about that. On the flip side, though, if there is no God, if the world is just atheistic, that's without God, and there is no God, then, as I think Richard Dawkins, the Oxford zoologist and biologist, put it, all it is blind, pitiless indifference. Well, why are those things bad? Why is cancer a bad thing? Why is a child dying a bad thing? And really, on atheism, you don't actually have an anchor point of what is good. All you have is something that's different. There's no ought to the world. And so on atheism, there is no explanation. It's just the way it is. Blind, pitiless indifference, bite down, be strong, get through it. And so what that actually does is it flips. When you point out that there's evil and suffering, what you're actually doing is borrowing concepts of moral, good, and bad from a theistic worldview to actually even make try and bring the point against the existence of God. So I hope that's a start of an answer. But whoever asked that question, please do come in and chat to us afterwards if you'd like to.